Welcome back to the Ponca City Monthly podcast. I'm your host, Andy, and this week's going to be a little different than normal. Normally on the first Thursday of the month, we are here with Kelsey, and she's going to be talking about the new issue of the magazine. However, as we do every podcast with her, we do the Mayor Minute. She's the mayor. She's very busy, and this week our schedules just didn't line up for recording the podcast. So we're doing something a little different, and we brought in one of our friends. He is a contributing writer. He's been with the magazine for a really long time.
I think since the beginning. Andy.
Yeah.
How long has the magazine been around now?
I think this issue on the cover is our 6th year. So,
wow.
Yeah. So
okay.
Adam Leeming, superintendent, also writes Learning with Leeming every month. Adam,
Yes.
How are you doing today?
Doing great, Andy. I appreciate the pinch hitting situation to come in and fill in for the mayor.
Yeah. Hey, that's a pretty good job, right?
Yes.
Step
yes.
in and
She looks better in the hills than I do, but it is fun to sit in for Kelsey, and she's doing a great job as mayor and does a great job with the magazine and connecting our community. So,
yeah,
thanks for having me.
Yeah. So on our cover this month, we've got I believe it's 72 issues that we have done, which is amazing when you think about it. Like 72
so cool.
covers that we've created. So
Yes.
it's pretty wild. So a lot of fun things going on with the school this year. In this issue, there is a great article that you wrote about some changes coming, and that's why you're here, is to talk about how things are changing.
Yeah. So yes, I'm excited and also very nervous and anxious about this change, right? And I think I in my article I was really thinking about Ponca City as a community and some of the changes we've undergone as a community over the last 128 years or 30 years. I don't know how long Ponca City is, close to that. We've gone through booms and we've gone through busts and we've gone through transitions and times. And then in my role as superintendent, I was thinking about how Ponca City schools have had to be a part of that. We've been around since the founding of the community. So I find ourselves in this period of thinking about what does the future look like for Ponca City schools. So that's kind of where the article's around. And, looking forward to dialogue about what does that look like.
Something that's going to happen pretty quick is that you reached out to the community to try and get them to sort of help decide what comes next. And that's kind of like you were saying, it's sort of the evolution of life. Of the city is changing, businesses are changing, and so the demand for students and what they need to know how to do is kind of changing a little bit, right?
So you're exactly right. I think I'd like to say it's a bold step forward for the school district that our board has let our administrative team partner with the Oklahoma Secondary School Board Association and the University of Oklahoma to do this, what we call a strategic planning vision process. And a big part of that is connecting with our community members and really listening and asking what's most important for our kids, not today, but in the next 10 to 15 years. What skills do we need those kids to have and be ready to do when they graduate in 2036, 2038? And so I have always a big believer in that your schools are a direct reflection of your community's values. And what better way to ascertain what those community values are than just to open our ears and position ourselves to say, tell us, listen, we want to listen. We want your feedback. We want your input. And so that's what we're here for, is get this out. And please take a moment, complete a survey, share a few thoughts with us, and tell us what you think that our school should be doing.
Something that for me, not having a child in school, and I haven't for my kid has just celebrated his 32nd birthday.
Right. Congratulations.
So it's been a very long time, but I mean, schools change. I mean, you have to change technology, you have to change environments. There's always a change coming.
Absolutely.
And something that, blows my mind that you just said was 2038. Like, oh my God. I don't know. Like, I grew up in the 80s. So, we lived in the world of 1999. We're going to party like it's 1999.
Yes,
so
sir.
The idea of 2038 is crazy. But your job in a sense is to take a kindergartner and plan for what their graduation is. That's crazy.
Yeah. So we are, you captured that perfectly, in that we as administrators, I wake up every day thinking about, all right, when that kindergartner starts with us in August, what do I need to equip them with and have them ready to do in 13 more years? When they walk across that stage at 18, is the curriculum we're putting forward to them relevant? Are they engaging it with new technologies? Are they finding their unique skill sets and where they're going to fit in this world? And we don't even know what that world's going to look like in 12 to 13 years. And it's I think it's the power in what we're trying to do is we are recognizing with full humility and humbleness to say we don't know all the answers. And but we know we live in a great community that supports their schools, believes in young people, believes in supporting our children. And you have good ideas too, and even if you don't have a child in school, whether you're a citizen or an alumni or a graduate from a private or public school, what good education would feel like or look like. And that's what we're looking for, is just give us good ideas and help us position ourselves so that we understand the values of what Ponca City's after, and that our school district becomes a direct reflection of those community values. I think that one of the biggest mistakes an organization, especially a school kind of organization, makes is they close themselves off and say, we know better than you. And that is the complete polar opposite of what leadership style I go for. Is I think every person that gets put in front of us is someone that we can learn from, with their own unique backgrounds and events that shape their own personal lives, and how can I learn from that individual and grow my own self. And I think, as long as our organization stays organic that way, and that we're growing and learning and evolving and developing, that a process like this helps us become a better organization, and a better service to our community. That's what we really want, is make sure that when moms and dads are choosing our schools and dropping their kids off, that they know that they're going to be loved and cared for and presented opportunities that are a reflection of their community that they live.
Now, we, in the article this month, there's a QR code.
Yes.
You scan it, and that takes you to the survey. So this is not open. I mean, this isn't just if you have kids in school. This is for everybody in the community.
This is for parents and citizens and business leaders and moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas. And it's even for students. If you're a student, I want to know what you think. A 7th, 8th grader, what do we need to have for you in high school? Or if you're in high school, what do I need to have you equipped with so that when you graduate, that you feel like, man, that was awesome. I had these great opportunities and I'm ready to go at 19 and tackle this world. So
that would be fantastic. Because I can tell you, when I was 19, I thought I was prepared. Here at 50, it's a little different. I just think it's exciting, but also it's very scary. So what we're doing is called a thought exchange, Andy, and it's kind of different than any survey you've done. So a thought exchange is you get to have your moment to put in feedback and share your thoughts. But then the software feeds you what other people's responses were. Okay. And then you can rate those and say, oh, I strongly agree with that person's opinion or strongly disagree. So, and then they're anonymous, right? So you're not saying, well, Andy Hicks said that teaching the art of cooking is the most important thing. And then everyone's, no, I don't like Andy's opinion. No, it's just, so it'll just say, I think it's important that kids have a robust geography curriculum. Okay, well, do I feel that strongly agree with that? Not agree? So I think those are good discussions, and I think a good engagement for our community. And the more people that engage with this, those themes kind of bubble to the top of what the community values. So that's why I'm really pressing and trying to get it out there to, hey, do this survey. It takes 5-10 minutes, and the more people that do it, man, it's going to look fantastic. So with that in mind, thinking of, what did you call it? A thought exchange. A thought exchange. So with that in mind, is it a one hit wonder? Like you go in and you do it one time and that's it?
So the beauty of this is you can do it as many times as you'd like.
Okay.
And the more you do it, the more robust it becomes.
Yeah.
Because, there's more power in the participation. So if you have a thought today, but tomorrow you thought, oh man, I should have said this, and that, then go do it and add to it. And it will just capture that and it'll send those thoughts to other people that participate in the survey to see what they think about it. So,
because I was thinking, if you're the first person, you're not going to get any.
Right. Yeah. So there's more power in the repetition and doing it. We've had every one of our students start doing it, and it's fun to watch them start doing it. Some say we need more esports programming, video gaming, and others say, we need more time for extracurriculars. Or so it's really been eye-opening to me to kind of see what the communities and students' experiences and feedback has been thus far. So what we will do before we go next steps is once we have this survey done, which ends in the middle of March, so I really need people to do it.
Okay.
Is we will sequester ourselves for 2, 4, 6, 8 days, however long it takes, with a community, a committee of about 31 community members, parents, teachers, students, administrators, and me and my admin team stay out of it. And they dissect all this and say, here's what the community values are to our administrative team. So I think it's going to be pretty cool to see that. So
it's always fun whenever you are able to gather a huge portion of data and be able to look at it. For me, as a marketing person, I love that aspect of it. I love being able to look at the big picture and be like, okay, here's what, so if this I don't know if I should say this, but I got a text. Texts have already gone out.
Yeah.
So if you got a text, you've jumped on, you're able to get in. Like I said, there's a QR code in the magazine that they can do that. You scan it, start talking, come back, because as more people participate, you're going to get more information, and more options to choose from, like, vote up and vote down things, right?
Yeah. So it's really cool. And so, I think that, it's fun to watch some of the community responses have been, things that, we need a better bullpen for softball players. Well, that someone really cares about that.
Okay.
For the school district and others.
So are you seeing responses as they come?
Yeah. So I had a great conversation with Callie from the Ponca City News, and he just did the survey, and he's like, "You're not kidding. There's a lot of diverse views in our community."
Yeah.
And I love that there's power in diversity. We should celebrate that diversity and diverse viewpoints. And we're not saying anyone is wrong and anyone's right. We're just saying, what are the values that are going to the majority of the community thinks our school district should be focusing on moving forward.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you're going to sort of get your group together. They're going to go in for a couple of days. How are they going to then take that information and start putting, because data is great.
Yeah.
It's fun to look at, but unless you have an action plan to say, okay, this is the stuff we need to work on, how do you determine which of those items?
So this is why we hired in these experts to come alongside us, because they have a history of doing this across the state with several high-performing school districts. And that was kind of what led me to think that Ponca City's long overdue to do something like this. And so OU and OSSBA will send their experts in to help mediate and guide those discussions as we look at this data. The survey data is just one piece of this. We're going to have attendance data. We're going to have student test performance. We're going to have metrics that our school districts just evaluated on an annual, daily basis. And all of that is going to come, all these data points are going to come together. And through this, we're going to create a master plan, strategic plan that we will, as school administrators, my team, will then take and say, this is our community's vision for our school district, and it's on us to get this implemented. And then we'll create check-ins and making sure that we're living this document instead of just putting it on a shelf somewhere. So and so anyways, it'll be a long process. It's not going to happen by the end of March. This is something I envision we'll have completed by Christmas.
Okay.
I hope so. But this listening and engagement part with the community, we're going to hit heavy and hit hard so that the community can say, I need to really, don't like drop-off lines at schools, and I want to change how we do pickups and drop-offs. And that gives us opportunities to think, okay, in the future, when we do another bond issue, the majority of our community doesn't like the way we do pickups and drop-offs. So how do we help solve that?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to use all this for.
And, something that I think Kelsey and I talk about a lot in our, Mayor Minute discussion is that sometimes these plans that we lay down, they take decades to bring to fruition because you're turning the Titanic. It's not just a quick change.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're exactly right. So a district like we're a 6A school district. We're one of the top 30 largest schools in the state of Oklahoma, and 800 employees, 4,500 kids, and so these things may require us to lay out a 5, 10, 15-year roadmap of. We're going to need to do 3 bond cycles to get to the ultimate completion of this plan. But I think it does lay us out a good vision for the future and gives us something to aim for as school administrators. So we can say, this isn't Adam Leeming's plan or the superintendent's plan or the school board's plan. This is the community's plan for what they want to see happen in their school district. Yeah.
So as you're seeing the information, as we're first weekend, like it's just been a few days. Yeah. Right. I think I got that text Wednesday or Tuesday, maybe. Like it's pretty new. So as you're seeing stuff coming in, are you seeing any trends that you think, oh, that's probably going to be something that?
Yeah. So I think one of the first ones that I'm like, oh, that's actually interesting is that there seems to be a lot of discussion about how do we improve our 6th through 8th grade.
Okay.
It seems like we've got a good sentiment amongst our elementary schools early, and this is just early, and this is again what I'm seeing. It may be completely different through what other eyes are, and then some that feel like we have a high school that's really turning a corner and engaging parents and kids in new ways, but maybe we're not catching that mark 6th through 8th grade.
So the middle kids.
So my mind is spinning and racing, and I know my team has been talking about it internally for a while. What can we do to help or improve there? And it always, at the end of the day, comes down to resources and how we're going to equip and staff. But this, when you have a lot of community input, that is, your fuel for your fires to keep that charge going on. We're going to focus our efforts on this and make sure this gets done.
So the group of people that are going to be processing and digesting and all of that, is that going to be made up of a team that you've already assembled, or is that volunteers?
What a great question, Andy. Yeah.
It seems like I almost know what to say.
That is an awesome question. So right now at this point, we don't have that committee established. Right. I know that it has to be 31 members. So one of those members is a school board member. And we have some guidelines on what's best practice that other school districts have done. Like, they encourage to have 10 parents and 10 or five teachers and 5 students and 5 business, so we'll have what we're doing right now is I've asked each principal to just kind of brainstorm and think of 3 to 5 people that would fit in each of these columns: parents, teachers, obviously students is more high school. It wouldn't make sense to have a kindergartner on this committee.
I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Adorable and awesome.
So I worked at art camp. Those little kids have ideas.
Yes, they do. That is true. I think the best practices we're looking at sophomores or juniors. But and so we're asking the community, if you're interested in it, to reach out to me. And to let me know, hey, I'd like to serve on this committee. It's a time investment because it'll be maybe 8 days over the next 6 months of really digging in, full days of intense discussions and looking at all these various data points and trying to come up with what the goals and trends or the goals and values of our community. So it's a big ask and a big lift on time, but I think.
But if you have a company and you know that you need a workforce down the road that maybe they're not getting that type of training.
Exactly.
This is that perfect opportunity to say, hey, kids need to know how. I always say, I know the esports thing is a kind of a new weird thing, but man, what you get textile from learning to do those very fast maneuvers, that translates to being able to problem solve.
Yeah, communication, teamwork, coordination of efforts. love taking people to listen and watch our esports team, because it is like organized chaos of those kids just chattering, and I need you on my left flank, and directing. And
if you've ever played Fortnite, when you're up against like an 8-year-old, because they will just obliterate you in seconds, and while you're just standing there,
hand-eye coordination, yeah, it's intense. And some people really place a lot of value in that, and others think, I love the business question you brought, because I've heard that too, is we need more manufacturing skills so that these kids are ready to jump into the workforce after graduation or in the career tech. And
but it's changed a bit. Like you said, we're changing. So the manufacturing that we did 20 years ago isn't what's happening now.
Yeah, it's a lot more automation, a lot more robotics, a lot more technology integration. There's others that think that we have too much screen time, or we need to return our emphasis on the human relationship side, and let the screens come in at later grades instead of earlier grades. So this is a great opportunity that people that I really challenge you, and we need your help to be reflective and think about, what do you think is most important for our human race in Ponca City, our little kids that we want to invest in? So, absolutely, because we are going to get them every year in August, and it's our job to grow them and challenge them. And again, our values and what we do as a school district are a direct reflection of what our community values. Okay,
well, you kind of glazed over it, so if I'm going to pin you down, I'm sorry. But when is this over? Like, how long do we have to finish this?
So...
or are you just going to keep it going?
Well, it's not going to be indefinite. They have to put a timeline on it. I think March 6th was their first day, but I think I need another week. So I'm going to try to get to the 13th. And give people that week before spring break.
Fine. Because after spring break,
everyone's going to be like, I'm out of here. I'm done. And... they're going to go camping or to the beach or whatever.
Awesome. All right, Adam. Well, thank you so much. Again, that survey is available in the magazine. We also have it on the website. You can find it in the description for this. It'll be everywhere. So
I appreciate it, Andy. Appreciate you guys spreading the word, because again, the more people that do this, the better our schools become.
Yeah. So help out the school systems, take the survey, tell them what you think kids need to know.
Yeah.
All right.
And it can't be the superintendent needs more hair.
That is not an option.
That is not an option.
Not something that's changing. All right, Adam, have a great day. Thank you all so much, and come back with us next week. We'll see you.
Thank you.